Hello, this is the Complicated Fellow. Welcome to the 18th episode of How It Could Have Been Better. Today I am going to talk about Ki and Ka, a Hindi romantic drama movie released in 2016. It is written and directed by Balki and starring Kareena Kapoor and Arjun Kapoor. The concept of the movie is really interesting. A woman and a man swap the stereotypical gender role in their marriage. Unfortunately, both the people involved in the story are not interesting and their conflict is superficial. There are so many things that could have been done with the story, but they fall into the cliches. I do not like homemaker being called an artist. An artist can be moody, can give the excuse of not getting inspiration, but a homemaker has to be ready for duty all the time. They give so much time to build a family and hence the society. Similarly, the way they treat the people who do regular corporate job is also insulting. They treat ambition as selfish endeavor. The relationship between Kia and Kabir is shown standing on selfishness rather than mutual appreciation for each other. Another problem is that before the marriage, we never see Kabir doing anything which would show his aspiration to become a homemaker, like honing his cooking skill, knitting something simple like a woolen scarf, or babysitting for his friend. It is being said that Kabir has no interest in his father's money, but they never show how he is earning any money. It would have been better if it's been shown that he gives tuition, since he himself is a brilliant student. He spends money in the home renovation like there is no tomorrow, especially to a rented apartment. It makes him one of the worst homemaker a family can ever have. It would be better if Kabir gives a thought of Kia and what's her interest also. It would be an amalgamation of two worlds into one. Kia telling lie about Kabir to her colleagues is so out of her character. It should have been the truth that they become curious to meet him. Another thing that could have been included is Kabir falls sick and Kia has to manage the home by taking a leave and miss out an opportunity in her job. Also, a scene could be added where a friend of Kabir's father says because of Kabir, Kia begins to perform extraordinarily well. Then his father realizes Kabir's worth and eventually the importance of his late wife, Kabir's mother. I think the child could have been a better challenge rather than the jealousy in their marriage. So, after Kia becomes the CEO of the company, one day she comes home early to find that Kabir is babysitting for their neighbor. Kabir asks her to be silent as the toddler is sleeping. They sit silently watching the kid. Later in the evening, they decide it is time to start their family. Soon Kia becomes pregnant, but she keeps working. Kabir realizes that the stress Kia has to go through during the work may not be good for her and the child. So he insists her to take a sabbatical as he decides to work. Now, both are out of their comfort zone. This would test their relationship and their affection for each other. Kabir could not get a job in the corporate world because nobody wants to hire him since he does no job after the completion of his MBA. Then when he gets a job, he becomes frustrated because of his disinterest. Kia also finds difficult to handle the house and their child. They have fights because of their own shortcoming. Then one day while talking to Kia about his mother, Kabir remembers the stories his mother used to tell when he was a kid about talking animals, fairies, monsters, etc. And an idea strikes in his head and he decides to write a children's book, but when he tries to sell it, nobody is willing. So he writes Kia's name in it and sends it to the publisher, who suddenly becomes interested in publishing it. But when Kia comes to know about this, she gets furious. Later, Kabir tells the truth to the publisher and finally they decide it to publish. It becomes a big hit and soon Kabir becomes a writer for the children's book. After the kid becomes 2 years old, Kia returns back to her work and Kabir again begins to take care of the home primarily. But now Kabir does write for the children and Kia also lends hand in the household duty. So this is it. This is how Ki and Ka could have been better. If you like this episode, share it with your friends. Feel free to write your thoughts below. You can also ask me which movie you want me to do next. Also check out the previous episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time.